Okay, this is a motivation for all of you that want to get started on something, but have been holding back and feeling stuck. Let's go. All right, if you've been feeling stuck, where you want to get something done, there's something in your life that you desperately want to get done, or you want to achieve, or you want to do, but you've been hesitating and you notice you're making excuses, you notice you're doing stuff, I want you to remember one phrase, because I'm going to dig in and I'm going to show you exactly why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm going to teach you a phrase in this video at the end that's going to change everything. It's literally going to change everything for you, okay? And the example I'm going to use is I started a YouTube channel. Eventually, I think the things that I'm sharing are extremely helpful, and there's certain people that out there want it. So I want to reach more people. Now, the people that inspire me have these massive channels that the quality looks amazing and everything looks good. And when I put a video out, I sometimes don't even want to rewatch it because I feel like it's so bad. All right? So for all of you that are feeling stuck, you know you want to do something. Maybe it's not even in the social media realm. Maybe it's you got a car you want to work on. Maybe you want to learn guitar or learn how to skateboard, or you want to go and do a 100-mile run and you're like, I don't know. Because you look at all the people that are doing 100-mile runs and they're like skinny as a twig. They've got crazy endurance and you're like, it's hard enough for me to just get off the couch. This is for you, okay? So here's what I want to recommend for you guys. The reason why you're stuck, the reason why you are stuck right now is because you're afraid of failing, okay? You have a fear of failure. Now, there's many people out there that would say, no, I'm not afraid, but you are. You are. You do not want to fail. And that leads into the next thing, because most people that have a fear of failure, that really means you have this other thing called a fear of judgment. So if you're thinking, I'm not afraid I'm going to fail, you're going, but I'm still not doing it. What you're afraid of is people seeing you try and then seeing you fail and then judging you based on that failure and going, oh, I knew he could never do it. Most often when people don't do, when I've worked with people, I'm a former pastor, former life coach, whenever it's, I know I need to do said thing, it's what I really want to do, and it's like, okay, well then start. They hesitate. And as soon as they actually do it, they realize, oh, that wasn't that bad. And so you have to realize, nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you do. No one cares about what you start. Think about it. The last time your friend started something and didn't finish it, or do you remember? No. Do you remember your friend who wanted to get started in social media and build a large account? Do you remember his account? Do you think when you see his reels that suck, do you think about it a minute later? No. You know why? Because people don't care about you. They care about themselves. So they're not thinking about you. They might even laugh at you while you fail, but then literally within 24 hours, within a minute, they're thinking about their taxes, they're thinking about their kids, they're thinking about their work, they're thinking about how fat they are, how they can't put on weight. They're thinking about everything but you. But we think when we don't do something, what are people going to say about me trying to do this? All right? So you fear failure, then you fear judgment. Now, the third thing, which might surprise you guys, is a fear of success. Yes. Now, you might be going, who is scared of succeeding? You'd be surprised. What does that look like? When someone has a fear of success, it means they project into the future that if everything works out, how is this going to affect the people I care about the most? And what will people want from me or need from me? Or what will happen to my time? Okay? I know some already successful people that know that in order to make it to the next level, they need to start working on a different thing. And so they think, well, if I become successful, then I'm going to have more things on my plate. My life is going to become so busy. I'm going to have people around me that I have to manage that I'm not going to like. And I'm going to have to do a blah, 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 blah. My life is going to be too uncomfortable, and I've reached a certain level of comfort, and I don't want to let that go. So I'm scared of being successful because it means I'm not going to have the same life I have now. Now, there's some truth to that, but the reality is success, when you reach that level of success, I'm not saying that it's going to be the most amazing thing in the world, but if you know you're supposed to be there, the feeling of accomplishment will override a lot of the other things, because you'll realize you've become a different person, you become a better leader, you realize that you've created more income for yourself. Other things are happening in your life that you would have never thought could happen when you reach that level of success. Now, the phrase that I told you guys I was going to share with you, where you start is not where you finish. This is for the perfectionists or the people that are stuck. Many of you are going, whatever I create, it isn't as good as X, Y, Z. It isn't perfect. It's important to think, hey, where I start isn't where I finish. I don't know about you guys, but I like to watch a lot of the people that work on cars that are like wrecked, and then they get them to become like perfect again, right? They totally redo, or they'll work on like some old car and turn it into a classic, and they've got like a 15-minute video of their whole process, and I go like, man, how do they know how to do this? They're like welding, they're removing rust, they're sandblasting, they're doing all this stuff, they're reworking, they're doing body work, they're doing engine work. I'm like, how do they do it? But if you go to their YouTube channel and you go to their first video, sometimes they're just working on a four-wheeler. But now they're working on, like, no joke, Lamborghinis, all right? Bugattis. I'm not joking. This is really happening. But their first car is like a Honda Civic. And so where you start isn't where you finish. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, if you're thinking about working on a car, if you're thinking about losing weight, if you're thinking about trying to put on more muscle, and you're looking at everyone that's where you want to be, let it inspire you to get started and go, I'll get there eventually, but they all started where you are right now. So just get started.